The word Parama Kalyana is significant because Krishna, in any of his incarnations, appears in order to protect the sadhus, Parityanaya Sadhunam. The sadhus, saintly persons or devotees, are always harassed by non-devotees. And Krishna appears in his incarnations to give them relief. This is his first concern. If we study the history of Krishna's life, we shall find that for most of his life he predominantly engaged in killing demons one after another. Nama Padma Kalyana, Nama Padma Mangala, Vasudevaya Shantaya, Vidiram Bhutahima. So auspicious means that it's beneficial for everyone. When something is auspicious, everyone benefits. Nobody is left out. It's a very benevolent word, and Krishna fulfills that title, oh, supremely auspicious, because wherever Krishna is, then certainly it's good for everyone in that vicinity. You could say Krishna's presence, another name is Vasudeva. Vasudeva is present everywhere. Vishnu, all pervading. So therefore everything is auspicious, but it's even more auspicious when he's personally present. He's present through his energies everywhere. Mahatatovidam sarvam jagadvyaktamartina vatsvamisarva vacham tushavaspita. He's present everywhere in his Avyaktamurti. Unmanifested feature. In that sense, everything's auspicious. But even more auspicious when he's personally present in his Swayambhuva original form. I'm assuming that this is the Malakuvara and Manavima speaking. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, after having been delivered from their lust. They got, because of their lust, they had to stand up for thousands of years in the form of trees. Excessive lust. But because of the mercy of Sri Narada Muni, they got the chance to wait and grow tall to participate in Lord Krishna's pastime. Had they just been little sprouts, it would have been a very wonderful pastime. But Krishna knocked over a few sprouts with his grinding work. It wouldn't have been very great, but they were very tall. Our June trees are very big and strong and tall trees. And therefore they were, for all those thousands of years that they were waiting, they were participating in the pastime by growing big and strong, so that the pastime would be very dramatic and very wonderful. It gave so much. It added so much to the drama of Krishna's pastimes. The residents of Vrindavan were all wondering how these trees could have fallen. There was no tornado, there was no hurricane. There didn't seem to be any demons around, but still the trees fell, and some of the little boys who were in the area, they said that, yes, Krishna, he broke the trees by pulling his grinding mortar through. But in every case, anyone who comes in contact with Krishna, whether it's in a favorable way, so-called favorable way, or unfavorable way. Actually, no one can harm Krishna, so there's no question of harming him. But if someone wants to harm him, that's unfavorable. That's considered true. Anukulya, Bhaktikulya, Anukulyena Krishna Shilana means favorable devotional service. We should, although we can't harm him, still, we shouldn't try to harm him. We can't thwart his activities, but we shouldn't try to thwart them. We can't actually assist in them either, really, but we should try to assist. Try to be of some service. He doesn't need us, he's completely self-sufficient, Atmarama. He's the Supreme Controller, Ishvara Paramakrishna. Satchidananda Vigraha, his body is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. He doesn't require anything for his bodily necessities. But still, if one has a favorable service attitude, then that's good for that person. But even if he doesn't, Krishna adjusts everything. Even in the case of the most demoniac persons, like Putana, she was so demoniac, she wanted to kill baby Krishna. What could be worse than that? But when she was killed, she became purified. So much so that she could go back to spiritual world, Goloka. And even her sinful body, 12 miles long, 1.5 yojanas, even that became purified, so that when they chopped it up and burnt the body, it smelled like aguru and sandalwood and all these nice fragrances. It became auspicious. Sometimes the example is given of the sun, that the sun is so powerful and pure that even though it extracts moisture from everywhere, and even from despicable places that are contaminated, it takes out the moisture. It doesn't become contaminated by the contaminated moisture. And not only that, but makes whatever is left there purified, sanctified. This is the sun. So if the sun can do that, and Krishna is the source of millions of suns, and his effulgences, even when he showed his universal form, it said in Bhagavad Gita that if hundreds and thousands of suns were to rise up in the sky simultaneously, Yugapat, at the same time, they might resemble the effulgence of that universal form. And that's just the universal form, that's just one universe, one more or less material form, what to speak of Krishna himself.